François Delecour, now the Frenchman who we've not seen too much of on the World Championship this year. He had a terrible accident driving a friend's Ferrari and broke his feet and his ankles, and he's really recovering, has difficulty walking, but as you can see, Barry, he's not got much difficulty driving at the moment.
It is fantastic to see him back. There was a danger that he might have to have a foot amputated. That was saved, fortunately. Although 3 months later he came back to small rallying, and now he's back in full swing. He finished 6th last year, he finished 4th last year. He'd dearly love to win this event.
He would. He started the year off very well and won the Monte Carlo Rally, the first time for 40 years that Ford had won the Monte, and it would be nice for him to go out with a bang and win here again. And of course it really officially is the last year of the rallying for the Ford Works team, although it's going to be done by lots of satellite teams.
Well, he was 7th when he came to Clumber. Now here he goes over our underground camera. Coming down into Bracken Bend. I expect some people to go off here, and that side I don't think will last the rally.
Well, he gets our little award there, the first one. We all said that wouldn't last very long. Well, François had a go at it.
On to top here straight, over those bumps, and as we can see, this is the split timing. My word. He is moving.
Oh, that's very neat there. Went quite wide. You can see the track is actually drying out slightly, would you believe? Oh, now the back end there, he's obviously after the advertising signs, isn't he?
Carlos Sainz, the second man through, is the man to beat with that time of 5 minutes 44 seconds. Delacour's now in the S's. He's coming through Dingley Dell. He's got to get on the straight. He's not going to do it. Sainz will still be the fastest. 45, 46, 47. And so the fastest man still is Carlos Sainz. I think he'll just have lost the lead to Carlos Sainz there, Tony.
Indeed.
Right, so Miki Biasion lying 6th here at Clumber, another of the Fords, World Rally Champion in 1988 and 1989. He hasn't added to his 17 championship victories this year, but he hasn't done badly. His best performance here, Tony, was in 1990, when he came 3rd at his very first attempt. He's 4th in the World Championship, and of course, like the other Ford drivers, he wants to go out with a win.
Surprisingly, he's never really settled down in the Ford team, in my opinion. He joined the great blaze of publicity for mega millions of pounds, and has only ever had one win for them. But he was a superb driver in his Lancia days. And amazingly, he says he likes this rally more than any other, which came as a slight surprise when he told me that yesterday. Perhaps he was just being nice to me.
Now, that's our split screen timing. So as you can see, he's almost on the pace with Sainz.
It's deceptive, actually. It doesn't look to be going as quickly as the Subaru boys. Now, no, you see, that was very neat and tidy. I mean, he wasn't sort of on the limit anyway there.
3rd this year in Portugal, 3rd, of course, in his home rally in San Remo. But again, this is a contrast not only to some other rallies, but to this special stage in the past. This is 1.2 miles, which has been added on. And I have to say, on behalf of the TV viewers and the commentators, we're delighted, because this is really something to watch.
It certainly is, but I don't think the drivers are enjoying it too much, I must say. But still, they're treating it with relative caution.
There's that pond. It's almost getting dried out by the cars splashing through it. Into the S-bends in Dingley Dell, up to the tarmac. He's going to be quite a lot slower than Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz, who according to my reckoning is now leading this rally thanks to that 5 minute 44 seconds.
So that's yes, quite a bit there, quite a gap, 11 seconds.
Ari Vatanen, one of the most popular men in rallying. A very welcome last-minute entry, this, Tony.
Yes, indeed. We didn't think he was going to get the drive, and the entries had actually closed. He started off the year in this privately run Escort, and then the team sort of fell out, and then he came back, and he just got this ride at the very last minute, and it's great to see him. He's probably Britain's favourite Finn, because he lived here for a long time. He came here as a very young man, joined the Ford team, drove in our British championships. 10 years since he won here, and of course a lot of people would love to see that again. He's 42, but he's still lost none of his speed.
Well, this would be his second victory. His first was in 1984 in the Peugeot. Now, as you can see from there, he's only slightly slower than Sainz. He does have an incredible record here, and apart from the win, he was second in 1992, and he's finished in the 5th place no fewer than 3 times. He was 9th overall when he got here to Clumber.
And of course he does the desert racing. He's won the Paris-Dakar several times, and he lives in France now, in the south of France, and he's a huge superhero. His co-driver is the young lady Fabrizia Pons, used to be co-driver for Michel Mouton.
5:30, coming to the big pond.
It's quite interesting. The track isn't sort of breaking up very much more, it seems to me. They've got down to the harder material underneath. The surplus mud has been swept off the top surface, and it's probably actually getting easier to drive on. The slippery stuff has actually disappeared off the top.
Now he's coming onto the tarmac. This isn't a good time for him. He won't be pleased with that. There you go. 15 seconds adrift from Carlos Sainz, and I'm just looking at a computer, and it looks as if McRae and Sainz are really battling it out at the top, with McRae just with the edge. Now, there are many who believe that this man, Malcolm Wilson, and not Colin McRae, is Britain's best bet for an outright win. Malcolm, of course, comes here as a British champion after a sensational season. He's 38 years old, and he's driving a car built by his own Cumbrian team. And I have to say, Tony, there are few teams better equipped to guarantee reliability. His cars have won all 5 of this year's Mobile Top Gear Championship rounds.
Indeed, he's had a really good year. It's amazing that he's never won the British Championship before, because he is 38. He says he'll retire when he's 40. He's had a super year. Last year on this event he achieved 3rd place on the very snowy event, and of course he's tipped to be doing equally well this year, if not better. He was holding 2nd place on the San Remo Rally in Italy in October. And that's a quick time there. He's virtually the same as Sainz, 1 second out, that's all. So it's quite conceivable that he could equal or better the fastest time. He's actually really driving it to the limit. He's going as wide as anybody on those bends.
Well, can Malcolm Wilson go faster than Richard Burns? He's certainly got a lot more experience. He's been competing in this event since 1977. I think it would take a very brave man, Tony, to bet against him getting another top 3 finish.
Well, he's certainly going in his direction at the moment, but it's such a long way to go. Remember, 350 miles of stages, and we've only really seen about 10 or 12 of them so far.
Malcolm's had another taste of World Championship rallying this year. He stood in for Delecour on the Acropolis Rally, and he finished 6th overall. At the moment, he's lying 4th. He's not going to beat Sainz's time. He's swinging around now onto the tarmac. I would say a time of about 5:49. Not a bad guess. So, this is Bruno Thiry, who joins Delecour and Biasion in trying to give Ford a triumphant end to the world-famous Borum competition department. You know, Tony, no British factory team can match the success of Ford on this event. The Blue Oval people have scored 10 victories.
Indeed, it's been a favourite event for Ford, and I'm sure they'd like to go out with a win on this one. And they've certainly got enough cars, because Ford have actually got 6 top A-seeded drivers in their Ford Escorts on this rally. Bruno Thiry from Belgium used to be in a 2-wheel drive Opel, but he's converted really well, and he's had some good places on the World Championship this year. A top 5 is probably what we could expect. He'd be happy with that, I think, for top 5. I don't think he's really on the pace for winning, and he's not an RAC specialist by a long way. He was 6th in the Monty, 6th in Corsica.
Well, there we can see, although he may not be an expert here, he was only 2 seconds slower than Sainz at that point. And the news I just hear in my headphones is that Colin McRae still holds that 9-second lead, despite the fact that Sainz is as fast as here. Of course, that's a 9-second lead now over Carlos Sainz, with Juha Kankkunen 3rd and Malcolm Wilson after that run lying 4th. This man, Bruno Thiry from Belgium, is lying 5th when he came to Clumber. He also lies 5th in the World Championship after those 6 places in the Monty and the Corsica Rally. And of course he was 4th in Argentina and San Remo. Not going badly at all.
It's quite deceptive, actually. The Escorts don't appear to be going as quickly as the other cars we've seen.
This is going to be about a 5:52. Not a bad guess.
Now, here's an old hand at the job, Stig Blomqvist. Stig Blomqvist, who's in his late 40s now, first won this rally in 1971 and has won it twice. Former world champion, this year's Swedish rally champion in a Ford Escort.
And that at 48 years of age, Tony.
First time that he's driven an Escort on the RAC Rally, I think, and he said he was really looking forward to it.
Well, his RAC record is outstanding. He was first in 83, second in 72, third in 81, 87 and 89, and of course he won 11 years ago in the Audi Quattro. Stig seems to enjoy his rallying as much as ever. He was a world champion in 1984. He's competed in 85 rallies and he's won 11 of them. He's 8th when they arrived here at Clumber. Here's his time. He's certainly on the pace here. He's on the same pace as Sainz. Coming through into Bracken Bend. No one has lost it yet. We've only had one of them touch the sign. Off from Bracken Bend, down into Top Gear straight. Quite a bump here. It may not look much, but it is when you're travelling that speed between 90 and 100 miles an hour. Into Clay Pit Bend. Then to come round now into Clay Pit straight. Really slithering there. It's amazing how many people are watching this, but fortunately they're standing well back. Coming along down Clay Pit straight, down towards the pond. Oh, hanging it out. Here he comes through the pond. Now he's into Dingley Dell into the S-Bends. 5:37. Can he get through to beat that 34? Not long to go now to the tarmac. He's not going to do it. He's lost time since we saw our split timing. And this again is going to be about a 5:51 or 5:52.